Welcome back to DBL. 37-year-old Elizabeth Schneider felt fine while hanging out with friends one weekend in late February, but then shortly after, things took a turn for the worse. After 3 days, the Seattle native noticed her temperature was quickly rising from 101, then jumping to 103 degrees in a matter of hours. That's when Elizabeth decided to send in a sample to a flu testing facility. Her results came back positive for coronavirus. Since then, Elizabeth has been recovering in self-quarantine. She's better, but she's sharing her story as a coronavirus survivor. Her one big takeaway: don't panic. Earlier today, she told Lindsey what the virus was actually like. Let's take a look.
Elizabeth Schneider, thank you for talking to DBL. So you contracted the coronavirus after going to a house party in late February. After that, you self-quarantined yourself and have been recovering ever since. So first, I want to know, how are you feeling?
Yeah, currently I'm feeling great. I have my energy back. I no longer have any of the symptoms I was experiencing. I don't have a fever anymore. I did self-isolate myself during the course of my illness. I am, cleared by our public health guidelines to now go out into the public.
Let's go back to that party, because I think people really want you to paint the picture for them about how your experience was. So how many people were there and how many people got sick?
It was somewhere in the range of 30 to 40 people. We were all in one room, in a living room. And it was a one-bedroom apartment, so it wasn't super spacious. But no one at the party was visibly sick. No one was coughing. The total number of people who fell sick was somewhere in the range of 12 to 15 people. We all fell sick exactly 3 days after the party. And as of a few days ago, I got confirmation that apart from myself, there were 7 other people who tested positive from the coronavirus, and from that group of 12 to 15 people.
Well, I think what a lot of our viewers want to know is what COVID-19 feels like. So what exactly were your symptoms, and when was your illness at its worst?
The first night that I fell sick, I woke up in the morning earlier in the day, and I felt tired. I felt a little groggy, but I had been out a lot the previous weekend, and so I thought that I had just kind of overdid it and that I needed to stay in and not go out that night. So I went to the office as normal. And around midday, I started feeling that similar sensation that we get when we're starting to come down with something. I started feeling body aches. I had a fever. I was just really tired. So I went home early. I worked from home, and then I took a nap. And when I woke up, my temperature was 101 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
By that evening, it was up to 103 degrees. And I had uncontrollable shaking. I had the chills. All I could do was really brush my teeth and go to bed. But even at that point, I really didn't think it was the coronavirus. And one of the key things I want to tell everyone is that, you may not have all of the textbook symptoms that are being circulated in the media and by the CDC and the WHO. Myself in particular, I didn't have a cough. I didn't have any respiratory symptoms. I didn't have any shortness of breath or tightness in my chest. So, even though the fever was high, I figured that I had just contracted a strain of the flu. I went to bed. I woke up in the morning. My fever came down to 101. So I figured that, I'm getting better and I should be able to stay home and recuperate and take over-the-counter medicines.
Well, now that you're all better, and we're so happy you are, what's your big takeaway from this whole experience?
First is, please don't panic. Please stay calm. Please, if you have any of the symptoms that I've described or any of the symptoms that are being described in the media related to the coronavirus infection, if you don't have any life-threatening symptoms, please stay at home, self-isolate yourself, take over-the-counter medicines, get lots of rest, and please, practice social distancing so that we keep other members of our community who are most vulnerable safe.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Elizabeth. Please continue to stay safe.
Thank you so much.
That's helpful. To be surprised seeing someone that got through it, right?
I literally just texted a picture of our thing to a friend of mine that's worried that they might have it, and I was like, if you do, it's fine. We're interviewing somebody right now. They're cool. Just go get tested. They're going to do that. So it's like, everybody, don't panic.
Yeah,
don't panic. Yes, it's okay.
That's why I asked Dr. Coley how many people are actually going to get this, like this young lady did, and just go through it. Because that's going to be the majority, not the people who need beds and things like that.
Right. That's what it is. It's just to flatten the curve so that everybody doesn't go to the hospital at the same time. It's just really like they do at Little League, making sure everybody piles up at once. You have one slice of pizza, you make a line. Everybody can come.
I was wondering where he was going with that.
That's a good analogy. It was a little shaky. It's like, so you don't want everybody to rush the table.
Oh, you stagger.
So you tell the kids, yes, get your orange slice, then
Why
get your
don't
slice
you
of
use
pizza.
like when we have free burritos back there? This place empties out.
Exactly. Looking at you, editors and producers.
We love you. We'll be right back.